Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I went and drug this thing out of storage. This is what I started my channel with quite a few years ago. I haven't used it in a long time. Last time I used it was actually its intended purpose of trenching Cat 5 cable. I'm gonna go and put the splitter back on. One of the reasons why I pulled the splitter off is because this seal is leaking right here. And when I tried calling the company on this, they didn't even know that they ever made one of these. This is all that's left of the decal. It was a super splitter by Christ Steel of Lake Crystal, Minnesota. I added this bonus part on here, and that part, that's as much as I got done from what I said I was going to do in my original video. I added this here to operate that. Otherwise, it's just a 3-point wood splitter that I converted. I actually cut a piece off up here. It's where the third link would have went on, and I took the pins off. Because I've never used it as a 3-point wood splitter. I mounted it on here, and that's how I always used it. This is, I believe it's a V250 ditch witch. 4-wheel drive, walk behind, vibrating plow. But I got to get this pulled off and put that splitter on, and then we can get to fixing the splitter. Yeah, them tires. Good thing I'm not going to be going 40 down the road with them. Let's get them aired up. That one's pretty dang rough. I'm not even going to bother checking the air pressure on these, because as long as they're not sitting on the rim, they're good enough for me. This thing's got 16 by 6.5 by 8 tires on it. Looks like it could use some new ones. Suppose we got any oil in this thing? Yeah, it's there, a little low. Last time I pulled this thing out of the weeds, I had to file the points to get it going. Let's see if that's the case here again. I do remember there was some issue with the throttle. When you push that, it would slide here, but it looks like I have a hose clamp to prevent that. Oh, it doesn't return. Little sticky situation there. I'm guessing it's completely out of gas one way or another, so add a little bit of that. A little gas tank on here, and I've got one of those good old gas cans that spills everywhere, so I'm gonna try to avoid that by taking the spilling port right out and using a funnel. And this gas should be just a couple years newer than the stuff that's in the machine. Didn't even spill that much. Last time I ran this, the starter sounded a little funky. Let's see if it does anything. Contact. And pull the choke. Where's the choke again? There it is. Yep. So I've got a random spark plug here. Just pull this boot off, jam her in here. Crank her over and see if it makes any lightning. Nothing. So I'm gonna pop off this cover right here. One screw. And there's our points. Just gonna take a little bit of emery cloth and go a little bit each direction. Don't know how much you guys are gonna see here, but go a little bit that way, flip it over, go a little bit that way. Yeah, that starter's done that ever since I had it at the starter shop. I just kind of forgot about it. So there is still no spark. Sometimes if you just take the screwdriver, yeah, see that? See the spark plug? So our stuff is working. It just still isn't getting spark. So I'm gonna just run the screwdriver in here a little bit. Might have to adjust it a little bit. Come on. And we got spark there now, but it might just not be good enough ground here. Hey, I think it might go. Let's put this back together. Put the cover on. Oh, it smells like rancid gas. The gasoline in here is quite old. Get this thing switched over. Got to have it up in the air like this here to get that pin pulled out. That's just a matter of, I think, taking 4 bolts out. Should be able to just get this belt out of the way here, I think. Maybe. And that's a special belt for this machine. I do have a spare because I broke it and it was hard to find one of these. Gonna get this thing pulled off here quick. I almost can't believe it, but I crawled underneath the machine and these 4 bolts, I welded the nuts on the bottom, so they should just come out. Nothing to it. Now this unit is all unbolted. I should just be able to lift it out of here. Obviously not by hand. It's pretty heavy. Well, that didn't work out so good. The reason why I wanted to use the cherry picker is because I have the door on the skid steer. And it's kind of hard to hop in and out to mess with this. But I'm just have to take the door off the skid steer, I think. Well, isn't that just nice? It started deflating itself. Awesome. Can't say that went exactly as to planned, but it's off. I'll go jam that pin back in there so it doesn't get lost, and we'll put the splitter on. I'm gonna try something. It might be a little bit sketchy, but I got that on the edge of them ramps on the hoist. I'm gonna raise that up, drive this underneath. Well, it hasn't fallen off yet. See if I can get this slipped under there quick. And yeah, that tire's completely gone. Splitter's all back on here. Just got to put the nuts on. The way I made this thing work here is there's this loop right here. This line originally was up into here, but I put some couplers and a jumper hose. And as what that is that's off the drive. So there's actually 2 speeds you can do with this valve here. This pump has 2 halves to it, so you either go with 1 half or 2. So if your wood's not splitting very hard, you can go with 2. But when you get to real hard stuff, you have to flip this. And that's kind of like how a wood splitter pump is, except they automatically flip it. So I could replace that pump with a wood splitter pump, and it'd probably work a little bit better for me, but I'm not going to go modifying this machine that much. So I just take these hoses, run them back there. And when you're running with this, you don't run this jumper hose in here. So that's all there is to it. When everything's working right, this is your up and down for that, and this is your for your splitter. Well guys, thanks for tagging along, doing a little messing around with the wood witch here. It's been a while since this has been on the channel. It doesn't look any better, but thanks guys. Join me next time. Take care and God bless. You wanna run them? Hey, what are you doing?